Welcome to Chew the Fat. I am your host, Smoove, and today we will be discussing the state of relationships and many things that happen between men and women and why we can't get it right. We have ourselves a special guest today, and she's very ambitious to tell you exactly what's going on. Here she is. I'm going to introduce her now, or better yet, she is going to introduce herself. Like to hear it? Here it goes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bibi Chanel Davis. What's good?
All right. Just very excited to be here, and that's a great thing. Tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would.
Yes, currently, right now, I am a fashion designer working on my very first fashion show. I also love to, read, write. I'm also a content creator myself as well. And I'm excited. God is good. God is great. We out here, we're alive. You got to do what you got to do to make yourself happy, right?
Excellent. That's correct. That's correct. Where can people find you on social media? We're gonna go over that again later, but I definitely want people to know if they want to find you. Where will they find you?
Um, so Instagram right now is I am Raina BCD, and my TikTok is also my name, Bibi Chanel Davis, and I also have a Snapchat, but I usually use Instagram and TikTok more as far as my social media platforms.
Got it. Got it. Okay. And what is your age and your relationship status?
Right now, I am 30 years old,
Okay.
and I am currently seeing somebody right now,
How
and
about it? How long? For how long? How long? How new is that relationship?
we've been seeing each other for about 3 months now.
Uh oh. There we go. 90 days. So you made it to the 90-day mark, huh?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So there are going to be some people who would love to know what's your nationality.
Oh, very nice. I am actually Mexicana, so I'm Mexican, Black, Native Indian, and French.
Ooh. Do you know the percentages of those?
Honestly, 50%. I am 50%. I just know this for a fact. Just recently, I found out I'm 50%,
Okay.
obviously, Mexicans. My mom is Mexican. And I'm 23% African American. And then the rest is, I don't know the tallies of that, but that's all I know.
Miscellaneous.
Yes, exactly. We're
Yeah.
going to check the other box
Here's
on
what.
that one.
Don't go do the DNA test. I promise you. You are putting yourself and your family in danger by forwarding your DNA to any of those many of those services. I can't say they all do that, but I do know that the major ones definitely put you in danger when you put your DNA out there. They are automatically forwarded to like the authorities and everything else. If they're looking for someone, they will question you because your family member left a piece of gum somewhere on a crime scene. Just so you know. So
Okay,
yeah,
see,
that
we're,
is
we're
that
not
deep. It's
doing
that
that.
deep.
I'm okay.
Yeah, it's that deep. Yeah. So you just gonna have to guess for now, and that's fine as long as you have, you know, once you got your parents, your grandparents, I guess it doesn't matter as much. But this is good. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of the background story. So BB, can we just call you BB, or should we do the whole thing? Can
Oh
we
no,
just go
BB
with
is
BB?
good. BB's perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I try to keep it to like 2 syllables or less if we could, and that's cool. Okay, so BB actually reached out on TikTok. She noticed a video or two and decided that she actually just put it right in the comments that hey, I would love to do a podcast. And so I said, you know what? Um, I would screen her first. Of course, we do some screening here, but I'm gonna tell you what. I am really more fascinated with real people and real stories and real experiences versus people who do this regularly. Not to say that she isn't trying to do this because she's probably going to be, doing what it do in the next year or so. We don't even know. She might be inviting me as a guest, and I'll be hyped. You know what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
you never know. But she had a good spirits, and her approach was excellent. So I said, why not? Let's see what it do. Now I got to ask you about that. What is it about a video? Please describe the particular video that may have drew you to my content. Just give them a little backstory, how you came about the video, what it was it about to make you want to engage with it, and why you said you would want to do a podcast on it. You got
So
it. Floor is yours.
Oh, sorry. Actually, one of my gentleman friends that I consider to be a brother, he showed me one of your videos on TikTok, and he shared it to me, and I was really moved by the topic that you were talking about was child support and how the system works and how they have a lot of, unfortunately, the father figures in jail, and which I also thought about the part where you were speaking about how when when in the household, if the father figure is not there, then the kids are most likely not going to have, I guess you could say, that good discipline, that structure. So I was really intrigued and moved by that, and that's what caught my attention. It was that topic because I also can relate to that in what you were saying.
Awesome. And I do discuss that. We discuss relationship dynamics, in particular on my YouTube channel. And I started doing short form content a little bit ago, and that's actually bringing me a lot more light. Just because of the packaging, in my opinion, the way it's packaged, it kind of grabs your attention, and and it hit home. Do you feel like that struck a chord with you or related to you in some manner?
Yes, it did. Honestly, it did because I unfortunately my dad. I mean, my dad is my mountain. My dad is everything to me. Unfortunately, my dad was gone for a quite some period of time. Me not being aware, and also my siblings. I'm also an older sister of
Okay.
six, so not having your dad around, it does kind of take a toll. But you gotta have your dad there, to give you
Got
that
it.
good
You
support.
know
Not
what?
saying a mother
Just for
can't,
the
but I feel like a man is more.
Absolutely. I'm going to touch on that, but if we could we get you over a little bit, like just so you're more centered? Right now, you're a little bit to my left. It might be your right, but if you just look at your camera where you are, yeah, there it is. Yeah, right there. Right
Okay,
there. Right there. Yeah,
let's move
excellent.
this.
Right
Let me
there.
move this. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
that's cool.
Is that better? Okay.
Yes, much better. Much better. Okay. So, um so how important do you think it is for a father figure to be in your life?
Number one priority, I believe. Without your dad, to me, God created man first. Man becomes first, and of course, woman becomes second. So me, you gotta have your dad there. He gives you that insight, of course, of a man's mentality, but also the protection that you need from a father. So I think it's really
Got it.
important to have your dad there
Okay.
always.
Okay. So, to me personally, I think there's discipline, structure, right? And it's just certain things that you get from having a positive male influence. It doesn't have to necessarily be your biological father, but just a father figure, a very good, positive male presence in the home, or at least someone who can mentor you and show you the way is just as important as a mother, because I didn't want anyone to get that confused and say, hey, Louis, you know what, and it wasn't to down mothers. It's pretty much as like, hey, listen, the way that the system is
Of
working,
course. Yeah.
I feel like it's not in favor of families. That's what we're missing right now. That's why many demographics are not doing as well as they are, is because they don't have a family structure. When you look at the families that are doing the best and excelling the most, in my personal opinion, and which is backed by data, of course, they have a solid family structure. And what people have to realize is that we're not that good by ourselves. We need each other. You need a support system. You're stronger
Yes.
together. You're better together, and that's my basis of it. And my whole point in a lot of this content is to encourage people to be better families. So I'm pretty sure that speaks to you. I'm sure you have a little bit that you would like to say
Amazing.
about family structure. I want you to just go in as much as you can about yourself and your family structure and what that means to you.
Oh, family structure. Well, I can say a lot. One thing for sure, seeing my dad at an age. My dad's an artist himself. When I was 5 years old, I
Okay.
would always see my dad airbrush, DJ, or if not,
Oh,
do
he
tattoos or
DJ?
cut hair.
I used to
But
DJ back in the day.
what I loved about seeing my dad do his art is that
Art. Okay. Okay.
yes,
So that's where you get
Oh,
your
really?
creative side from.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
What was that?
Yes, I do. I really do. And also my mom does art too, but it's just more so my dad. He's more of like my dad can DJ, airbrush, cut hair, do tattoos, draw,
Ooh.
and of
Oh,
course
okay. Oh, yeah.
there's
He's
like some
multi
other
talented.
artistic values he has. But yeah,
Yeah, and there's certain things.
yes, he is. And I,
So
I love it. No, honestly, oh sorry, I don't know if you were gonna say something. For
nah,
me
go ahead,
seeing
go ahead, go
like
ahead.
seeing my dad, doing all his art, he really inspired me. Yeah,
Okay.
my dad really inspired me, to really pursue my dreams too. And um, he always told me this will always be in my head when I was like a little girl. He said, "Mama," he's like, "you can do what I do. Just pick up a pencil and draw what you see." And that has always been embedded in my heart and my spirit. And I've been doing that, but unfortunately, my dad was taken away from the system. But the way my dad was taken away from me and my family was, unfortunately, my mom lied to the court saying that my dad was abusing us. My dad, if my dad was going to put his hands on us, he did it for the right reasons. And I've only been hit from my dad maybe a couple of times, but that's only because I stole or I was cussing. And there's a
Oh,
difference
okay,
between
okay.
abusing your child and discipline. But my dad
Okay.
never ever put his hands on my sibling like that. My was always, trying to provide for us, trying to be there for us, give us that support, just really be there for his kids. But unfortunately, my mom and her family took it upon themselves and lied. And
Oh man, that's crazy. That's
it
crazy.
gets a little sentimental because I wish my dad was there. Yeah.
Understood.
But
Understood.
I'm glad I stayed in touch with my dad because if it wasn't for my dad, I would be lost right now. I wouldn't be able to speak to you right now. I probably would be a drug addict. I probably would be sexually confused. I wouldn't be going to college or doing anything I want to do because my dad has given me that wisdom and that guidance that I truly needed as a young woman. So I'm
Got it.
forever blessed and grateful for my dad. Not saying my mom didn't do her part, but it was more so my
You
dad.
feel like your dad more so kept you grounded. So if I were gonna ask, what were the years? From what ages were you that he was actually missing?
From the age of 5 up until I would say 14.
Oh man, those are extremely impressionable years. But the beauty of it is, he still was
Yeah.
able to have a positive impact and influence on your life remotely, and that's one of the
Yes.
things that people don't understand. Sometimes it's just the communication, right? That it's still intimacy. Um, that's important, whether it's remotely or it's
It
just that
is.
contact. You were able to get those talks. You were able to get that advice that you needed. I'm sure you both would have preferred for it to be, physical as well. But at the same time,
Yeah.
he made the best effort to do what he could do to the circumstances, right? And as did you. And
Yeah.
it did affect you positively. Now, do you think at the same time that there were some things that you probably would have been better at or did miss out on or may have happened to you as a result of his absence physically?
Yeah. Yes, I mean, this is a little personal for me, but I'm not ashamed of it. Um I wish my dad was more there physically for not just me, but my siblings too. I was unfortunately sexually abused from a couple of my siblings, not my siblings, but my cousins and two of my uncles, my mom's brothers. And if my dad was there, I know for a fact that wouldn't have happened. My dad barely found out that
Yeah,
happened to me
yeah.
about a year ago.
Well, how
And
did he react to
it's
that?
unfortunate. I'm not gonna lie, my dad, he prays to God all the time. He walks with the Lord, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ all the time. But when my dad found out, I've never heard my dad freaked out. My dad is always calm. My dad is always just very vocal and bold when he speaks to me. But when he heard that, I've never heard my dad like scream at the top of his lungs and just he's like Chanel, I gotta go. He's like he just clicked on me, and I'm like Dad, and I'm in rehab. Last year I actually had surgery in my leg. I was delivering for Amazon, and I was in rehab to relearn how to walk with with one leg.
Ooh.
So that's where I was at. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, no, this is
Um,
it's a
I'm
lot.
still
It's a
here.
lot. Yeah, you persevered.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I have to count my blessings. I get to walk. I'm glad that God gave me my 2 feet again so I can walk again. There's people that don't have
Okay.
legs, so I have to be grateful for that. But yeah, when I told my dad, at the time he was seeing somebody, she calls me freaking out, like, what did you tell your dad? I just hear my dad screaming, breaking stuff, and he was saying like he wanted to put a bullet in everybody. Like my dad's old school. My dad's from Chicago, South Side, born and raised Chicago native,
South side.
and
Okay, okay.
he
Yeah, you don't have to say no more than
yeah,
that.
and yeah, so it's just you don't do that to your children. Like you don't. I mean, he didn't know, and that's unfortunately my mom. It's like, why would you try to keep that a secret? You should let my dad know. He has the right. We're his kids too, not just yours. So that's that. And it's unfortunate because that family treated my dad like garbage because the fact that what he's a black man, you gotta disrespect my father because of his color. But you guys are hypocrites because you guys say you guys love God, but if you love God, you don't treat people like that. You don't treat people like peasants and garbage. My dad was doing the best
True.
he could when he
Absolutely.
was there to really take care of us, but they didn't let that. They didn't want that because they knew the way he was raising us was righteous, and they didn't like that because of the fact that he was colored. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. Like, I mean, your your demeanor now, your attitude now, for listening to all of the things that you've been through, it's admirable. You know what I mean? I have to commend you on how you carry yourself and how pleasant you are, just from what you've been through. For you to have such a positive attitude, it's a very good thing.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Really do.
And so I'll ask you: do you feel like your faith is what enables you to be able to keep such a positive attitude despite everything that you've been through?
Yes, I do. Honestly, my dad was the one who talked about God all the time to me. And I was raised in a Catholic home, but I
Okay.
just knew something was off. It didn't sit right in my spirit. Because me being when you're in a Mexican household, a Latin home, it's more so like doing the communion, confirmation like that. But it also my dad wanted to be there, so being with more of like Jesus and God, but my dad didn't have the voice to do that either. He didn't have that decision for his kids. They made the decision for that for us. So my dad always talked about God and how we always got to be grateful and we got to thank him first and put him first always. And yes, I am grateful and just happy when I put God first, because if I didn't have God in my life, I think I'd be, like I said, I think I'd be lost. If it wasn't for my dad talking about God, I would be a lost soul. I would be a lost woman. I don't know where I would be right now, but I know I wouldn't be right here speaking to you.
I'm again. I gotta commend you for your attitude, really, really. So I want to ask you this: with everything that you had going on in your past, we understand that there's part of that that never goes away, right? How does that affect like your dating life or relationships?
Honestly, my past relationships, like I kind of like. Can I talk about how I used to be bisexual and how I was sexually confused? Is that okay?
It's definitely on the table. This is you got the floor. You can go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, like my first relationship, unfortunately, was with a woman. I'm not docking anyone who's gay and lesbian. It's
How
just
how
this is
old
my
were you?
personal opinion.
How old were you?
I was 15 years old when I first
Okay.
had my first relationship with a woman,
Okay.
and
And this
I thought it
includes
was
sexual
right.
encounters and
I was
everything?
okay.
Did this include sexual
Yeah,
encounters and everything? Okay, so that was your first sexual encounter with
Yes.
a woman. Okay.
Yes. And of course, that doesn't fly. And my dad, oof. Woo! We ain't going into that one right now, but
He didn't like
we
that
will.
he didn't like
Listen,
that part, right?
no, when my dad found out, ooh, the look in my dad's eye, you could just tell he wanted to whoop my
I could
my
tell.
butt. I don't want to say the A
Right.
word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But basically, yeah, I would say I knew why. Looking back, I understood why I was mad and angry and I didn't want to be around a man. It's because every time I would look at a guy, I would see my cousin's face. I would see my uncle's face, them trying to touch
Oh
me, trying to do
wow.
something to me.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay. Because there's some
so
serious trauma there,
I
so
had a
it's
lot of anger.
understandable.
I had a lot of anger built up inside. Yeah, there was a lot I was coping with, and just of course again still trying to stay positive. And my dad wasn't there. I was acting out like that. I was being disrespectful. I was getting into fights. My freshman year, like I almost somebody. I'm not gonna lie. I was choking this dude from his Adam's apple because he was saying something disrespectful to me, and they're just like, they're looking at me like you're a woman, like you don't act like that, you don't speak like that, like why do you carry yourself like a guy? But I knew why I was angry inside, and I knew why it was kind of troubling for me. But like I said, I'm glad my dad kind of just took that out of me because he knew that this isn't the way. You know better. You don't carry yourself like that. You're supposed to be with a man, not a woman. So my dad set it straight for me. He really did.
Okay.
And then, my other relationships, it was kind of a struggle, just a little bit, because I thought a guy would want you right away. Oh, give it to me. But it wasn't like that. Like my dad made sure he's like, if I ever catch you opening your legs, I'm gonna beat your ass. If I ever see you spread
Whoa.
your legs, I'm gonna beat your ass. So that was also in my
Okay.
head. That
Gotcha,
was
gotcha,
also
gotcha,
in my
gotcha,
head.
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. He's like, wait, no, no, no. You
And
gotta wait on that.
no, honestly, I was scared. I was thinking about my dad's fist. A big man, not fat. Like he's swole. He works out.
Solid.
So he was looking at
Gotcha.
me like, let me find out. Like he put that fist in my face, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing
Okay.
it. But my other relationships, they were okay. But I thought, like I said, just letting a guy do what he wanted to me too. I thought that was the way, but that wasn't the way. It also was disrespectful to me. I was disrespecting myself. I wasn't loving myself by allowing a guy do whatever he wanted, and that wasn't the way to have a healthy
Okay.
relationship.
So you feel like
But
you were promiscuous, or was it just like one person at a time that you just feel like you shouldn't have been doing that either?
I mean, to be honest, like I I was trying to hold I stayed a virgin until I was 23 years old. And
Oh,
the first
23.
man I did it with, unfortunately, yes,
Okay.
23. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, my first relationships were with women, and then I'm like, okay, this isn't. I don't like this anymore. Like my dad, he just looked at me and he said, no, like not my baby girl. Like this isn't you. And like he just took that devil out of me. Like he knew I wasn't supposed to be like this. So when I started just, going to parties, kicking it with guys, I thought that's what they wanted. Oh, just give me a little kiss, give me a little some this, let me feel your chest, and I'll be your man. But it was a lie. So not only was I in denial about a relationship with these guys, going to, little parties or whatever, a bar or whatever, but it wasn't the case. That wasn't love. You're not going to find love
Got it.
from a guy who's just getting drunk and loaded and then expect you to give you some, and then boom, you're going to have a good relationship now.
But you
So
were
I had to learn the hard way. I learned the hard way.
is it a stretch to say that you were searching for validation at that time, which would
I guess, I mean, at the time, honestly, I was just searching for more so security from a man. I wanted a, good guy who not only loved God, but of course himself. He
Okay.
loves his family. He treats women with respect, and that's what I wanted. And then of course, to feel safe. You want to have that good safety, comfortability with the man, and that's what I was looking for. But I was doing it in the wrong way. I wasn't doing it in the righteous way.
Okay. So What is the male female dynamic in an ideal relationship for you today?
Today, I feel like a woman should play her part in the relationship, but I also believe that she should be submissive to her
Whoa,
man.
whoa, wait, wait, wait,
And I
wait,
know a
wait,
lot of
wait,
women
wait,
be
wait,
like,
wait, 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 wait.
Combo breaker.
Do you realize that word that you just said is worse than a curse to most women? Do you know that trigger word that you said? You know how many women that are going to watch this and be triggered by what you just said right there? What word is that dirty word that you just said?
that's a good word to me. What you is submissive. Be submissive to ladies and gentlemen, ladies, sorry. Women, be submissive to your man. You want your man to love you and treat you right, and you want to be a stay-at-home mom, and you want to be, ladured in luxury or whatever. It don't matter, first of all. And another thing too, I'm sick and tired of people saying like, I need a guy who makes
How about
100K
that?
a year, and he buy me designer stuff and blah blah. Girl, work at yourself first, and you can get that yourself. If you really want a really good man that's gonna give you that security, stability, loves you for you, regardless, like you have to be submissive. You have to do what your man wants you to do. And rather, if you want to go out and look risque, and he tells you to change, you better change, because that just shows that you don't respect your man. That's just my opinion. If my man wants me to
Okay.
look different and we're going out to public together, I'm gonna change. If my man wants me, babe, can you help me clean this? Can you help me do that? I'm gonna cook for my man. He shouldn't come home to a dirty house. I'm gonna cook for him. I'm gonna give him that peace. I'm gonna give him that love. Like, he needs that too. As much as I want a guy to treat me well, I need to treat him like a king that he is. Bottom line.
Wow. Wow. And wow. No, and listen, let me tell you, I don't know if you know, like I know, but I've spoken to many women, right? Particularly modern day women,
Okay.
and they are cringing watching this right now. This is totally cringe to watch, only because they were taught something completely different, right? And I had a part two to the question, but you went right into it. I was asking, what do you feel like it is to submit to a man? And what I'm here to say about that, right? I don't think that many women understand what it is to actually submit to a man. And it doesn't mean that he is the ruler of you. He's not your boss. It's just understanding who leads the relationship. And there is no functioning relationship where you both can make the final decision. Only one person gets to make the final decision. And somebody
Right.
has to lead, somebody has to submit. And it doesn't mean, and what, see, and people get it confused, because that same man that you're submitting to will literally put your life before his. He will jump in front of a bullet for you. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what I'm saying. This is not for
Yes.
Pookie and Ray Ray that doesn't care about you. This is for the man that's going to be the father of your children. Make sure you and your family are safe, right? You're financially secure. You are physically
Yes.
secure. You're mentally secure. Like this is who that's for. This isn't for those randoms. This is not how you treat the random guy. This is earned. Respect is earned. Submission's earned. Like, you have to be proven to be a positive leader, a positive influence, and to make it so your significant other, their life is better with you. This is who
Exactly.
earns that, not just your random guys. This is not what that's for. And a lot of people get it twisted, and maybe they're dealing with men who they truly can't submit to. But what does that say? Maybe you should look for better. And if you can't obtain better, then guess what you do? You improve. I tell men and women, if you don't like the results that you're getting, improve. Just, it's almost, and one thing that I definitely want to talk about is how you feel about this, because women today, the modern women today, they understand the importance of preparation. They understand the importance of hard work and getting what you want when it comes to going to school.
Yeah.
Women are out schooling men today. They know they have to work hard, right? When they want to get the job that they want, you know what they do? They feel like that's an important life decision. So what they do is they make sure they prepare. They go to school for years so they can obtain that. When they make sure they dress appropriate to go to that place, and when they're in that
Yes.
place, they don't have any problem dressing up at the way that they should, for their work appropriate, whatever that work may be. They make sure they're appropriate, right? A stripper will not come in there with no flannel pajamas. A person who works in the and the high rise is not going to come on with lingerie, right? They dress appropriate. They don't say, "Oh, you
No.
can't tell me how to dress," because they value that job. They value that career. They dress appropriate because they value that career. They prepare for it. They make sure that they are good and qualified for it. They don't just say, "Take me as I am," right? People don't go apply for jobs that pay you $150,000 a year with no schooling, no education, no preparation. They prepare because they care about it, because it's of importance to them. Now, if you feel like a man is an important part of your life, then you would do the same thing. You have the same attitude. You prepare for it. You dress appropriate, right? And you conduct yourself in a manner that would help you maintain that position. That's how I feel about it. What do you think?
No, I actually 100% agree with you. It's like if you could do that for your schooling, your job, your interview, even just getting ready going out with the girls, why can't you do that for your man? Or if you want to have a husband, why can't you do that for your husband too? You can't.
Absolutely.
It's kind of like you can't be a hypocrite. That's one thing I don't
And
like. I don't like hypocritical people. You can't sit there and say do one thing and then you can't do it for the other.
I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I feel like one of the major disconnects in relationships is that men, the way that society is currently constructed, have lost value, right? Our primary functions, provide and protect. Now, one of those is gone, right? And for some women, they feel like they don't need any of us. I'll just call 911. I'll need you to protect me. Even though that's that's not very practical, right? You kind of protect and provide, but
Mm-hmm.
provide is definitely something that women now can do on their own for the most part. There are some people who still um, they do it traditionally, right, where the man will work and the woman will keep house, make sure children are good, and be a homemaker and be very happy with it. But there are many women who say, "No, I'm worried about my career. I don't need no man. I'll get a man if I want," and blah blah blah. But those women, to me, the women who have been forced or chosen to be in a masculine frame rather than rest in their femininity, they are some of the
Mm.
most miserable women that you will ever meet in your life. Period. Particularly
Yeah.
once post wall, where you're talking about you've hit 40 and you still don't have a man yet, then now they're in a mad rush for a man, but you didn't work towards that when you were at your prime value. So what happens is, what women should understand is that in your 20s, that's when you're at your prime value, right? Men's value, because of what we're actually appreciated for, which is not necessarily physically, right? Not usually. Women in their 20s think about that, but women, like, it's finite, right? So either way, women, your your highest market value is in your 20s. And now if you were to focus on getting what you want in a man, then that's your greatest opportunity too. If you wait until you're older to decide, you know what, okay, I'm ready now, when you're like 40, guess what? You lost your market value. So now you have to settle for a lower caliber, because you can't compete with these 20-year-olds who were after the same thing. It's just not logical. You know what I mean? Because it's not just the fact that um,
Yeah.
men see it as a physical look. They see it as a person who's 20. They have probably been with a certain amount of partners, and a person who's 40 has certainly been around many more partners, right? Um, and
Yeah.
not just the aspect of health reasons, but the aspect of what those relationships typically do to women, right? There can be some growth, but not necessarily. There's a lot of damage, right? There's a lot of heartbreak, and women trust you less, right? You will pay for previous men's mistakes in most cases. Oh, that ain't never happening to me again. Next dude, they become more masculine. They become more jaded, right? And you're losing your market value, but you're asking for a higher price. You can't simultaneously lose value and ask for a higher quality man. It just doesn't add up. So your value is going down, and then your standards are going up. That doesn't make any sense. You can't do that. Where does that work? And what marketplace does that work? Nowhere. You can't ask for more for less. That will be, and not, people hate when I do this, when I compare it to cars, but it is logical. It's almost like you bought a car, and then as the miles go up, you're driving it, and then you're saying, okay, my price is going up. No, as soon as you drive the car off the lot, you've lost like 25% of your value, right? So we could equate that to virginity, right? Now you've had 3 owners, 4 owners, 10 owners is on that tag of the registration. You see 10 owners and 450,000 miles. You're like, man, and your price, you want 90,000 for this? You want 90,000 for this? No. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna pass. I want you to give me, I want you to give me your take on what are some of the common misconceptions and reasons people fail at relationships from a woman's perspective, just from what you see, from what your friends may tell you, and what you see firsthand or secondhand.
I think, basically, my opinion on that would be, don't give yourself right away to a man. Don't let a man sleep with you. I know sleeping on the first night, maybe that could be a boom. I'm done. I know this is going to be the one. But I just feel like you got to respect yourself and love yourself first before you commit and try to find somebody. And if you do love yourself and respect yourself, and then when you do meet that partner, just, take it easy, take it day by day. If you really want to get to know that man or that boy, I don't know how old, some girls can be a little bit younger, just take your time, really get to know what they like, their interests, what they want in life, what are their goals, do they have any dreams? Everyone has different values about what they're looking for, and I just think that would be, really great importance. Me, I need a guy who loves God. That's just bottom line. He needs to put God first. Period.
Okay. Now with that, so
with someone who doesn't.
Does it matter which religion? No, what if they were Muslim, or what if they were Hindu, or Christian? What is any of that a deal breaker?
For me, I need a guy who, unfortunately, he needs to put God Almighty first, and who walks with Yahshua, which is today they say Jesus, but that's just my partake. That's just what I would want more.
And that's fair. I mean,
because
listen.
what I've learned and what I felt.
No, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I was just saying, what I felt and what I've seen. Especially being spiritually in tune with God a lot, and when I pray, I feel Him all the time. All of us have a Holy Spirit. All of us have that light inside of us. But don't let someone dim that light. And even if it's your partner, don't let your partner dim that beautiful spirit that you have, your beautiful soul. If you radiate with others, why would you want to be with someone who takes that away from you or puts their darkness on top of yours? You shouldn't be doing that to yourself. And, like I said, I think it's just be better if a guy, who is spiritually in tune and who loves God just as much as I love God. And of course, putting Him first. And then, like I said, everything else will fall. The structure of each other would fall together.
Okay. I wanted to touch on something you just mentioned. You said don't sleep with a man right away. What do you feel like is a reasonable timeline for somebody? I know it's nothing exact, but just a range.
Okay.
Just a range.
If you're really liking each other, and you just feel like that mutual connection and that bond and that respect and that good security. I mean, why not wait 30 days? If you're trying to be married, and obviously it's it's one thing, to be celibate. I respect. I have a couple friends that are celibate until they're married, and I
Okay.
respect that. I totally hear
Wow.
what they're saying. And yeah, and then it is a good thing
I
to
can hear
do
you. I'm
that.
not
I
against
think
it,
it is,
but I know
more. Yeah,
I'm not
but then
against it.
of
I'm not
course, you got
against
to
it.
think
I'm
about
not
the
against
guy.
it. But I
I also
could
think
30
about the
days.
man's
30 days is
needs.
reasonable. I think 30 days is reasonable.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
waiting until marriage, no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Um, I do feel like
I know. I was
no,
gonna say, like, I
seriously,
know guys have their needs. They
it's
hello.
not even just that. That's part of it, but it's like um, you probably should test drive before you just buy the car. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying that just right away, but like you said, that 30 days, that's pretty reasonable. And then you just, you got to see if you're compatible in that way. You might not be sexually
Yeah,
compatible. What if you aren't? You have to be into the same thing. Somebody might be really, 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 really swinging from the chandeliers, and then the other person just a prude. That's not going to last. They're both going to be very frustrated. You know what I mean? Trying to appease the other one. So
agreed.
I don't think, I mean, like I said, I don't really want to sound like a heathen out here, but I do feel like you probably should before you sign the dotted line. I'm just saying, just because you don't want to do the divorce, which I feel like is worse to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think you should probably
True.
test drive. But
You gotta
there
have
is a
that
reasonable timeline.
connection. You gotta have that connection.
And with that, um, right away sometimes always won't work for women. You should wait a little bit just to see what's going on, get to know the person, right? And one thing that I always mention is that humans in general do not respect anything that isn't earned. Period. Humans don't respect things that aren't earned. So if you just go right away with the first date with this particular guy, there's not very much else for him to even figure out about you. Goal already, right? And that's that. If you're looking for an
Yeah.
LTR, right, then that's probably not the way. And LTR is long term relationship for anyone who doesn't know. Um, that's not the way to go if you're looking for long term with this particular person. And I understand people go ahead and they have their fun. If that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. But if you are in quest of the LTR, um, that first date stuff is usually not the way to go because humans don't respect anything that isn't earned. Just like I tell gentlemen, don't shower a woman with gifts immediately. She's going to save your
Yeah.
contact as wallet. And that's only because you're enabling them. How you present yourself from the beginning is how people are always going to view you. So you already know the saying. You don't get a second chance at a first impression. You just don't. So however you present yourself in the beginning is how people will always remember you. It's very difficult to erase that image. So you have to be very conscious of what you do in the beginning of a relationship because that's the part that people never forget.
I hear you. I agree on that. 100%.
So
I honestly.
I wanted
Oh
to
no,
know what your
you can go.
thoughts.
Sorry, if you cut you
No, I
off.
was gonna ask you. I just want to ask
Oh
you a
no,
question. I'll
I
give you
was
the
just.
floor. If you had a thought, go
Okay.
ahead, finish it. If you had a thought, go ahead and finish it.
Oh
I
no,
could
I
wait
was
for the
just
question.
basically. I was. Oh no, no, you're okay. I was just basically agreeing like with your statement, and there. I just feel like just bottom line, you're gonna give yourself up. You might as well expect low quality in someone if you're gonna just get that low quality. Because you want high quality or do you want low quality? That's just all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Now, I wanted to. What do you think about women being, or at least appearing to most men, as being more masculine than they were, say, 20 years ago, or even 10 years ago, or certainly 40 years ago. What do you feel about that?
Like women being more masculine or like having that
Yes.
masculinity and not their femininity. Honestly, I
You
can
can
speak
touch on
about
both.
that myself because I used okay, I was gonna say to well me, I used to be very masculine a couple of years ago. I would have more masculinity than I did femininity only because how I wanted to protect myself. I didn't have a man. I wasn't around a lot of gentlemen. I was around more of like the females. And it's like one, I needed to be independent. I needed to, put myself first in a sense, but at the same time, I'm like, wait, why should I act like a guy? I mean, I don't have a guy mentality. I'm not a man. I'm a woman.
So
So I would try to basically portray myself like I'm a dude, I gotta walk and act tough like a guy, and then but still be a cool woman at the same time. But it's like it wasn't working. If anything, it was confusing myself a little bit more, and it was pulling me away from my femininity. And also, there were some guys that are like, dude, why do you talk like a guy? Why do you speak like a dude? Like you're a woman. And I didn't I thought they were joking, but then later on I was discovering like, yeah, like why am I talking like a guy? Why am I trying to carry myself like a guy or even speak like that? Where's my female mentality? It needs to come back in. So when I was with my last relationship before this man that I'm speaking to now, um, I did feel my femininity coming back because I was presenting myself more, you know, casual. I was being more loving. I was being like the peacemaker, I guess you could say. Being excited to like cook for him or us like doing stuff together. It was just bringing that back, and I guess I thought going back to the masculinity part, being around so much bad energy when I was younger, thinking that I need to always protect myself, be alert, think like a guy, what would a guy do in survival mode, survivor instinct. That's what I thought it was the way. And I thought that's what a guy would want, a female who acts like a guy, but also a little bit of a female at the same time. But it's not attractive. It's not
and,
attractive. It's like you can't be
this
a guy.
is
You
this
can't have a guy. You can't have oh, sorry.
no, no,
You
no.
can't have you can't have the
I
guy
just
mentality and a female mentality at
this
the
is
same time and expect your king is gonna come. It's not gonna
yes,
work.
correct. Just put it in a perspective like this. How would women feel if a man behaved masculine and feminine at the same
I feel like if a
time?
guy see, okay, hold on, wait. Now wait, because when I think of if a guy's gonna act a little feminine, only thing I think about is he carries himself well, he takes care of himself, he showers, like gets his hair
That ain't
done,
feminine.
haircut, like
That ain't
dresses
feminine.
well.
I
I
do
don't
all
think that's
that. That ain't
feminine, but
feminine.
some people think that's
No.
feminine.
No. Well, that ain't feminine. To take care of
I know
yourself,
that's what I'm saying.
that's
I feel like
cleanliness.
people think that's what it is, but I don't think that's what
That's maintenance. But no, but how would you feel if a man actually
it is. Okay,
behave
cool.
femininely? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like actually behave
No, but
feminine. Like did
but that's the
feminine
thing. A lot
things
of
like
women get that confused.
no, but how would
They
you
get that confused
feel
and think, oh, if a guy's gonna do that.
let's say he really does
Oh, how I
act
feel?
feminine? Like, yeah, how would that make you feel? Like, let's say you put on your eyelashes and then all of a sudden he like, no, 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 I don't like that. Or just tell you how to do your makeup, or sit there gossip with you, go handbag shopping with you, go get pedicures with you, and just how would that feel?
I mean, it's one thing. I mean, we get our feet done. That's cool. Like, babe, when we get your feet massaged, clean your toes. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, but if he was like kind of questioning, like, okay, you should do your makeup like this and this and that, I would hear his advice, but then at the same time, I would kind of question it, like low key, like, are you on the DL? Like, what are you doing? Kind of a little confused. What do you know about makeup?
So
But
yeah, it
I'm
would
not
be
gonna lie.
yeah.
There are some dudes that are
You
like
you
that.
it would be a
So
it would be a red flag, right?
What?
Right? It would be
yeah,
a
I'd be
red
like,
flag. Yeah. And
I'd be
it
like,
would be a
honey,
turn off.
if you like the D, go with the D. Just don't
Yes.
do that. There,
Yes. Y-
I'm not gonna lie. Can I share something, Smoove? I'm so sorry. Last thing, Smoove.
Go ahead.
One of my exes, and hey, my dad called it out. He called it out before I even saw it, and I found out later on. So one of my exes, I described my dad how he looked. He was, tall, white guy. He was kind of attractive. Kind of fit. But then I told him he was painting his nails, and my dad said he's gay. You need to let him go. I'm like, what? I was like, Dad, my dad straight went bold. He's like, Mama, by you describing to me what he looks like in he's like, he's gay. You need to cut him off. I'm like, Dad, no, he's not. He's with me. Mama, that don't mean nothing. Just because he's with you and you guys are, being intimate, you guys are going out together. No. The moment that boy put that color on his fingernails, he gay. He's not telling you that because,
you're fired.
He doesn't want to lose
cut
you.
him off.
Like,
so let me ask you.
Yeah, I knew. My dad knew. And then later on, I found out. A year later, he tells me straight up. He's like, oh, yeah. He's like, I'm sleeping with guys now. And I'm like,
whoa. Now, let me ask you this. Do you feel like you had some type of an inkling?
what?
With like during intimacy, like was there any red flags? Like, why does he like that? Or, you know what I mean? Was there any type of red flags during that? The intimacy part?
The only red flag I had is that when we did get intimate, there was a position he wanted to do in particular, and I looked at him and I'm like, why are we always doing this position? And he's like,
what position?
He's like,
what position was that?
I want to try something else.
What position? What position? Oh.
I gotta say it? Okay, fine. It was, okay. All right. It was, Dad, I'm sorry, I love you, but it was the doggy style position.
Oh, okay.
But I never said it was the booty. We ain't doing that. But no, like he did ask me one time. He asked me one time, and I said no, absolutely not. I can't do it. And I looked at him like low key. I'm like, dude, last time I was asked that, like this dude was gay. So I'm like, are you gay? Like, what?
Oh man. Well,
Like,
I'm gonna say I'm gonna say. Listen, I'm gonna say. Hey, listen, I'm gonna say that does not mean. I mean, listen. No, this is what I'm gonna say. If he wants to play, with your area, right? That doesn't mean that he has tendencies, right? A guy that may have tendencies may or may not, but it doesn't mean that. Now, if he asks you to play with his area, then
I was asked that. Yeah.
Huh?
He's like, can you put? He said, would you put 3 fingers on my booty? And I looked at him like, dude, what is wrong with you?
What?
Yeah, I got time, girl.
What?
I ain't going back. I ain't going back.
What? Wait. Time out. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Wait a second.
I gotta take a breather.
Wait a second. Oh, wait. Wait a minute. That.
Yup, bro.
So wait. From zero action, the dude asked you for 3, from nothing to 3. To 3, just 3. From nothing to 3.
3.
Yeah, he already had some XP in that region. I'm just gonna say that because
Ew!
That right there, my friend, just is pretty wicked. Are you not entertained? That is pretty wicked. I'm just gonna say, dude, like, nah, he's got XP. He's got XP in that area. Yeah. So at least your dad called it out. And now you know, and that's what the reason why I even brought that up is because that's when I say there's, in retrospect, you kind of learn things, right? So, the next time somebody asks you to do something weird like that, you already know, because that's usually the first inkling, right? Or at least the serious red flag, right? There might be certain tendencies or maybe mannerisms, the way he holds himself or hands on his hips and different, I mean, there's different things that happen, the way he moves his hands. There's certain things that you'd be like, You sure, bro? Like that. But yeah, if homeboy just asks you for a 3-piece, bro, a 3-piece off rip, like, yo. He already had at least one or two.
He's like, gotta go.
We're gonna leave that topic alone, but I don't know. Sometimes the audience has fun with that, whatever. But yeah, that's pretty loaded. No pun intended.
But I also heard like there are couples that do that. I've also heard couples do like that, and I'm just kind of surprised. Like, wait, so you're like some dudes would defend it, like, hey man, I ain't gay just because I like fingers on my booty doesn't mean I'm gay, or if I eat the booty and stuff doesn't mean I'm gay. I'm like, okay, so all right, that's do you. Hey, that's what you like. That's what you like. Me, no, don't ever ask me that. You can't do
it. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. So, who would you say, if you had to, is more responsible for the disconnect in relationships today? Who would you say is more responsible?
Man, that's so tough.
Try it.
I feel like, can I put like two? I'm gonna put two things, two little scenarios. One, okay. I feel like it could be the guy for lack of communication, but then two, it could be the female not having patience.
Okay. That's all right. Now let me ask you this: what is it? I'm going to ask you both of those. What is it that men generally fail to communicate? And then we're going to ask you what you said about the females. But we'll start with the men. What is it that men usually fail?
Basically, just sending a text, here and there, or a call, or just just making sure, like, if I'm reaching out to you and like, I want to make sure that you're good, let me know that you're good. That's it. I don't need to keep texting you every hour, 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, calling you. Like, that means I'm not being productive with my life, or I don't have any priorities. But at least, just let me know that you're good. I just want to make sure that you're having an awesome day or a blessed day. And, that's it. That's all the communication I actually look for. And then, of course, you got to have patience. If you're expecting to text, it's within, the second that you send the text, it's going to take time, especially if your man is constantly, working, being productive, busy, working on, his business, building his empire. You got to be patient with that.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's the only thing.
I can definitely relate to that because I'm on my purpose a lot. So I miss a lot of family time, different things. And, just with everything that I do, it's tough sometimes. You got to try to fit the family time in no matter what. But it's tough when you are on a mission. And there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of tasks at hand. You know what I mean? Especially when you're starting out and you don't have the momentum yet. And you're really trying to do something that's very competitive. It is tough to balance that. But, everything in life is about balance. So that's tough. Now, as far as females, what did you say was their major issue?
Me, it's just like how I personally believe.
It's not you.
Having patience.
Because patient. Oh, yeah, the patience. You said patience. Yeah, okay. So.
Yeah, being patient. Like, sorry, I don't know if you were going to go. I don't want to go if you were going to go.
You got it.
Basically being patient. Like, if you know your man is consistently working, being busy and very productive, have that patience for him, because he will get back to you. It may not be within that hour or 2 hours, but know that he will get back to you when he can make the time. Making time for each other. But just in general, just having that understanding of what he's doing, and then what he's also like working on for himself too. And then, of course, to provide maybe for him and maybe for both of you. You never know. So you just don't ever question that. And of course, like I said, just being patient. If you really love the person, you care about them, you're going to be patient, with them.
Got it. I'm gonna switch gears a little bit over here. I want to know, how do you feel about cheating? We're gonna dig into this. How do you feel, first of all, about a man cheating on you? Can you get past that? If so, how many accounts can you tolerate? What do you think is cheating? There are some women who also think that men can go ahead and do their thing once in a while, as long as they come back home. What's your whole stance on men and multiple women? What do you think?
Um, so if my man cheated on me and I really love him, if he's my husband, boyfriend is one thing, whatever, goodbye. I mean, I guess, you didn't love me, whatever. If he's my husband and he cheated on me, we would try to work out. And especially if we have kids, I'm still gonna love him because I took an oath and I'm not gonna break that oath. And I want to work it out with him because I still have that love and respect for him. I will lose a little respect because I was hurt from that, but if he cheated on me a couple of times and he told me, at least he told me the truth and hiding it, lying about it. I'd rather him be a man and tell me straight up, hey babe, I'm so sorry. Like, this is gonna hurt you, but I cheated on you. I slept with this person. I did this. I'm just so sorry. And it's like, don't buy me anything. I don't want anything. Just tell me you're sorry and just know that you're not gonna do it again. That's all I would want. But if it's like a boyfriend and girlfriend kind of thing and cheats on me a couple of times, if we haven't been together for like a year, it's like, what was the point? You just wasted my time. I invested my
Yeah.
time and my love and my care with you, but you're gonna go ahead and cheat behind my back. Like, what was the point of us building this relationship together? So that's just my opinion. And then as far as a woman, I don't think no. I think if a man finds out she cheats on him, let her go.
Wow. No matter what the circumstances.
That's kind of cutthroat. That's kind of bold. That's kind of bold and cutthroat. And it's probably the first. Hey, a lot of women. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, mamitas, pero cuando estás con tu muchacho, it's just you and him. If you're with your man, it's you and him. Why do you need to go fuck around with another dude? If that means you don't love your man, that means you don't love yourself. It's one thing when a guy does it, it is what it is, type of thing. But a woman who sleeps around and she's cheating on your dude, you gotta let her go because she's gonna do it again.
Because I was gonna ask you because I was gonna ask you this question, but I judging by your response, I think I know your answer. If you found out you were cheated on, would you try to get your lick back?
No, I wouldn't.
You just eat it.
If we were married, and I couldn't do that. I just feel like it's disrespectful. Like I'm not gonna hurt him because he hurt me. Like what's the point? I'm gonna be hurting myself. And if I'm definitely trying to work it out with him and I love him, I'm not gonna do that.
No, understood. So yeah,
so I wouldn't do that.
This is absolutely a different take on things. These generally aren't women's answers in your age category. So I gotta ask you this question.
Oh, sorry.
No, you can jump in. You can jump in. No,
you're good. You keep going. I'm just surprised. I'm just like, what did they agree though? Like that's kind of confusing to me. Like, but then again, it could also be how I was raised, how my dad made me, make sure that we're supposed to respect, and love our partners, and especially if he's our man, you're gonna love and cherish and respect each other. And like I said, I'm just seeing from my dad's perspective too. Like, if you're gonna marry your husband and you're gonna love it and be there, provide for him and love him as much as you guys are providing for each other, like why would you cheat on your husband? Why would you do that? Why would you play yourself? You look like a bigger hypocrite. Like
yes,
you're saying like, oh, I love him, but then I want to go fuck around with another man. No.
So let me ask you this: what would you then in turn say to women who may think that your way of being is archaic or just old-fashioned mindset? What would you say to women who would tell you that?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'd be like, thank you.
It's okay.
I'll be like, I feel very, girl, I take that as a compliment. What's up, mamita? Gracias. Está bien así, mami. I would take that as a compliment. I would be like, thank you. I really appreciate that. It was very beautiful. There's nothing wrong with having that traditional, mentality. There's nothing wrong with having that old school soul. I do have an old school soul. I was raised, in that old school environment. But I'm not gonna, girl, go ahead and say it. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. I love
it. So, how do you feel about children? What's your stance?
Disrespect. I would love it. I love kids. I actually have a nephew. I think he just turned 4, and I mean, I used to take care of my baby sisters all the time. Change diapers, and I have kids. I want to have babies. I think
Okay.
Generation. It is kind of the world it's tough, but I love kids. We're supposed to be there for the kids. We gotta guide the youth into a good direction in life, and of course inspire. So I love kids. I love babies.
Do you have a timeline on when you think you may want to? I mean, of course, you have a brand new candidate, so I know you can't be on too much of a rush. But ideally, if you had the opportunity to choose,
in my opinion, whenever God says I'm ready, I a timeline on it. A lot of people that had kids when they were 40, 50, but I'm not gonna rush it, because whatever God has in store for me as far as my life right now and in my future, it's in His hands. So
got it.
But if God will give me that opportunity, I would want to have a kid before maybe 35, only because I want to see.
Okay, is there any particular reason for that magic number, 35?
Years. No, I don't know. I just feel like, because I know as I'm working on myself, and blissfully, this fashion show is going to be a big, awakening for my fashion career. And I graduated from the Art Institute. What's up, AI?
Got it. Congratulations.
I graduated from the Art Institute. I got my bachelor's degree in fine arts and fashion design. Thank you. And my career is about to explode. Both of me and my but I just want our empire to be really stable. So when we do bring a child into this world, our child is not going to struggle the way we struggle. Even though struggle does make you stronger and makes you really appreciate the struggles that you've gone through to make you that person that you are today, and to be humble. But I want my child to be, just as humble as I was when I was younger, when I didn't have anything. So that's what I would want. I had that stability for a baby into this world. Whenever God
that makes sense.
has that for me, I want to do it.
Yeah, you said that magic number 35, and I thought you were going to say you wanted to avoid the geriatric pregnancy risk, but, and that's one of the reasons why I often encourage women to, if you want children, then try to have them when you have the best chances of, and I understand there are modern day technologies and everything else, which are very expensive, but, you want the best odds for you to be able to retain your baby during the entire term, and you want them to be as healthy as possible. So, it's all about the probability, and there's always the possibility, right? There are some people who may have it much later on in life, but men, we always encourage you, listen, work on probabilities instead of possibilities in order to get the best outcome that you desire, right? And that's what I would say, but I would in no way, shape, or form rush anybody. But what I would say is that always keep that part in your mind at some point, like, all right, you know what? This is something that I want. So, with everything else, there's always a timeline. It is what it is. That's just biology for you. So, we don't make the rules with that stuff, but we have to abide by them. And for your greatest opportunity,
Yeah.
then you try to capitalize on it. But no pressure. But you always just keep that as part of it.
Yeah. I hear you.
So I want you to tell everyone everything that you would want them to know about you, as far as where they can find you, all of your social media platforms again, for anybody who may have tuned in during the middle of the conversation or, you know, just didn't get a chance to hear it in the beginning. Let everybody know where they can find you, what it is you do, and what it is that your mission is.
Okay, hello everyone. Again, my name is Bibi Chanel Davis. You can find me on Instagram at I am Reina, and it's REYNA BCD. And then my TikTok is also my name, Bibi Chanel Davis. And if you can't find it, you can put Bibi Chanel Davis La Reina. And those are my two main platforms that I work, or at least I use.
Got it.
Currently, I am a fashion designer. I also write music. I'm also a rapper too, and I also sing. And I'm also going to be working
Oh
on
wait,
music as
time out,
well.
time out, time out,
And
time
I'm
out, time
also a
out, time
content
out, time out.
creator.
Wait, wait,
Combo
wait, wait.
And
breaker.
You said you a rapper. Now you got to spit 16.
oh,
You
really? Right now?
on the spot. Yes. Anytime, that's the trigger word right there. You said rapper. I don't let
I
nobody
do
come in
got
here
some
talking about.
I do have some. I do have some songs that I have.
I'll be the judge of that. Go
I
ahead.
do got bars though. I usually
Let's
write
let's
them.
get it. Let's get it. 16.
Oh man, that means that means I have to. That means I gotta click out. Wait, if I
No,
edit, can I go
off
on
the
mute?
top.
Is that a thing?
Off the top. No, don't do that. Off the top. What you got? Or give me 8 off the top.
Off the top.
Yeah. I know you got something you
Okay.
wrote back in the day that you
I never been
remember.
put on blast like this. Hold up, I got this. I got a little song.
All right, let's see.
Dang. Oh, I got it.
I
I
know
got
it's
it.
on
I
the
got
spot.
it.
You got it? Let's go. Let's get it.
All right. Got. I got my mama the Bentley, got my sisters the Rovers, I got my brothers a penthouse suite in Paris, got my daddy a jet so he can fly out the country. The only city I'm clear is my city, Chicago. We about to get up and right now with my own Smoove. I'm over here looking out fly with my other brother too. Don't ever let a motherfucker judge you. You gotta do what you gotta do to make it big. Go to the top. Never ever never gotta stop. I gotta do what I gotta do to be successful. This is straight up off the dome. This is straight up for my soul. If I want to flip it right back right now, I guess I got to give it to my homie Smoove.
Oh.
That's all I got.
All right. Hey, man, listen. Here's what I will say.
Honestly,
I definitely.
I've never ever done something off the dome like this. This is the first time.
Word.
So, thank you.
Nah, yeah, you already know. Listen, man. Listen. If you mention,
I've never gone off the dome.
For real? Hey, listen. It's the first time for everything. We popped your freestyle cherry today.
Yeah, this is my
You're
first
welcome.
time.
You're welcome. So we
Thank you.
Yeah, we hope it was fun for you. And if you got a SoundCloud and all, you can spit that too. Whatever it is that you do, you know what I mean? Go ahead, continue. I had to interrupt you because you said the trigger word. You said rapper. And when you say you are a rapper, then yes, I put you on the spot. Every time. But yeah, that's definitely what's up. I'm glad you were able to just jump right in. No issue. You were not scared. I respect it. So yeah, go ahead. Finish up telling them everything about you.
Hey,
And
go
ahead.
up this other one.
Hmm?
Yeah, so I rap, I sing, I write my own lyrics. I paint too, I draw, and like I said, my main thing right now, my sole mission as me as a designer, I want to inspire women. I want women that where you're from the hood and you would feel like you're nothing when in reality you are someone. You can be in a normal neighborhood, but you can go through something so demonic and evil in that environment. And I want every woman out there and young princesses and queens to know that you are someone important, you are someone special, you are someone courageous. And I want my fashion to really, you know, transition them to know that they are strong, to know that they are warriors, to know that they are queens and they are princesses. And that's what I want to solely do. I want my art to reflect that onto them. No matter where you go, what you've gone through in life, you can also persevere, and you can make it. You can do it. And you got to have faith in yourself, and I want them to know that I believe in them. And that's what I want to do. That's my sole mission right now as a designer and as an artist.
Ultra
Excellent message.
Culture!
I'm very happy. I love your insight. I love your your attitude. I just can't get that out of my mind. Like at the beginning, a lot of the stuff that you told me, but for you to still, you maintain an excellent attitude. So, and right now you're just pushing up positivity. So that's a great thing. I definitely enjoyed this interview here. And anyone who's listening, I want y'all to understand that we will be contacting Bibi again, because I'm going to want you on a panel or two, just to give your insight. Your perspective is unique and interesting. So I can't wait till we challenge some of these modern day women. I'm going to bring you on to help me battle, and not to hurt, demean, or embarrass anybody, but I appreciate your insight. But there's one rule for next time. You gonna come on my show with more than one cellular bar. Can you promise me that?
Yeah, I got you. Matter of fact, I'll come out. I'll do 18 bars for you.
No, not bar. One cellular bar. You had one cellular bar today. You're gonna come up with at least 3 bars next time. 3 cellular bars.
Got you. Okay, sorry. I was like, oh wait. Okay. Got
Yeah,
you.
one cell. Yeah. We gonna. That's my only gripe today. You ain't had no bars. Not those kind of bars, but the cellular bars. We gonna come with the cellular bar. Other than that, man. Hey, look. Excellent time here today. I'm gonna go ahead. You could sit tight for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and close the show as I always do. But yeah, you can sit tight for a second.
Okay.
So, I hope you guys enjoyed.
Shout out to everybody in Michoacan, Mexico.
I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We're definitely going to have Bibi come back at some point for sure. Like I said, to battle the 304s and try to convert them into wives, right? The idea is to build strong families. I hope you agree, not to demean or degrade women. And, that's pretty much what the mission is. All right. I appreciate you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below. As this is your first time visiting, please do subscribe. If you are compelled, please share the video and like it. I appreciate you for coming through. And as always, stay hungry, my friends. Never thirsty.